Hi ladies, I'm jumping on video tonight to share some information with you about natural ways to reduce anxiety and stress. I have a lot of clients and women that I speak to that are struggling with this on a regular basis. It might also be men and your husbands and people in your family. It seems rampant today to me that people are just dealing with this generalized anxiety or feeling of doom or depression and something they just can't snap themselves out of. So I'm going to wait for people to come on for a minute or two, and then I'm going to get right into it. But I wanted to show you tonight what I have going in my diffuser. I do run the diffuser every night. It's really a great way to relax if you have trouble kind of calming down and just decompressing after the end of a long day. You can diffuse essential oils. So in here tonight, I usually put lavender in here and another oil. So a citrus oil is a nice idea. So tonight I have lavender and an oil called bergamot, which I'll get into in a moment. And that's a great way to help to de-stress after a long day. So if you're jumping on late and you want information on anything at the end of this, you can definitely comment on the Facebook Live and I can see your comments later on. But I'm going to get started now. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amanda Mancini. I'm a personal trainer. I'm also a health and wellness coach. And I help people with essential oils and how to incorporate them into their daily lives. So I wanted to talk to you today about natural ways to reduce anxiety and stress. Again, it seems like everybody you talk to has experienced this at some point in their life, whether it's situational, after a traumatic event, or just something that kind of builds up over time and might come out of nowhere. And one day you just have these issues crop up. And going on medication right away without trying to deal with it in a natural way is a tough thing because there's side effects with medications, and long term a lot of people don't feel that they are experiencing benefit from it. So I'm going to go over right now my top 10 ways that you can reduce anxiety and stress and how you can incorporate essential oils into that. Hey Rosemary. How you can incorporate essential oils into your life to help reduce that. So this can be something that you do for yourself, for somebody in your family. It could even be for children. So if you have children that are dealing with anxiety and stress, there are ways to deal with it naturally, and try and see if you can help yourself before going down that medical path. So the first thing I want to mention, which a lot of people might feel is kind of par for the course, but is to stay active. When you move your body, you're creating endorphins in your body, especially with things like running or steady state exercises. So if you're not exercising and you're experiencing anxiety, you should start incorporating something you enjoy. And if it can be walking, it can be biking, it's whatever you like to do. But at the end of the day, you have to move your body and get yourself sweating, and you might feel better at the end of your workout. But in general, it's been proven to reduce anxiety and stress. So if you're not doing that, and you're having these issues, try that first. So that's my number one. Second is alcohol. It's a natural sedative. If you're having alcohol, it might bring you down initially and calm you down, but the studies show that that the nervousness and the panic and the anxiety will come back even further after the alcohol has worn off. So it might be a temporary, help you decompress temporarily, but long term it will not. And it's also a toxic substance in your body. So when you're constantly putting, a toxic thing into your body, you're creating inflammation, you're creating dis-ease in the body, and it's not something that you want to use as a method for relaxing. So there's other ways, which I'll share some with you tonight, that you can do that without having to turn to an alcoholic drink every time you feel stressed out. It's not doing your body any good on any level. Obviously, for a social occasion, I understand it. But for a way to relax, it's not helping you in any way. Number 3 is to ditch caffeine. So if you have an issue with nervousness, if you have anxiety, it has been proven that caffeine will exacerbate these problems. So if you're feeling like you're dealing with that, you have to cut down or remove the caffeine from your body. And you'll go through a withdrawal after a couple of days, but once you're past that, you won't have those issues anymore. But it does create a nervousness and jitters. If you've ever drank too much coffee, you'll know that that's something I've experienced with too much coffee. Your body's telling you something, So you don't need that level of caffeine. You don't need any caffeine actually. But if you enjoy your coffee, you might want to switch to something called Swiss Water Processed Decaf. It's a better form of the way they decaffeinate the coffee. It's a better form of decaf coffee, although you don't want to have too much of it anyway. But if that's something that can help you, if you enjoy the taste of coffee, it might be something you could like cut your coffee half and half, which is what I do actually. And I don't need much caffeine anymore. Maybe I'll have 2 scoops of regular caffeine and 2 scoops of the Swiss Water Process, and I combine them so my coffee is like half decaf in the morning. Number 4 is make sure you're getting enough sleep. You have to set routines for yourself at night, and I know a lot of moms out there probably feel like this is not the time in their life that they're going to be able to sleep. I made that mistake for a lot of years. You can't function properly when you're not rested. You need 7 to 8 hours a night. You're not being a martyr by staying up, very late and getting up very early. Your whole body, your metabolism is going to be thrown off. It causes anxiety. All your metabolic processes and things going on in your mind and your brain is not functioning properly without proper rest. So I would say set routines for yourself to help yourself relax, whether it's reading a book. Don't watch disturbing things before you're going to bed. They tell you not to even watch TV at all. I kind of agree with it. I don't feel like I need to, but if you're enjoying TV, don't watch anything that's disturbing before you're closing your eyes at night. Watch something that's lighthearted, but set that routine. Put the diffuser, and I brought this out to you before, but put this on in your bedroom about 30 minutes before you go to bed, and the oils that are in there will help to calm your body and your mind when you lay down at night. So you should do it about 30 minutes before you lay down every night. Number 5, this is something that I never thought I would believe in, but meditation is something that has been proven to reduce anxiety, sometimes as much as medication. So there was research from Johns Hopkins that suggested that 30 minutes of daily meditation may alleviate some anxiety and act as an antidepressant. So again, if you don't want to be on medication or you don't want to turn to alcohol, try these things that you might not have opened your mind to before. So if you're not somebody that has meditated for any period of time, you can do 5 minutes at a time. You can start with 5 minutes. There's apps on YouTube, on your phone, on YouTube, and whatever kind of meditation you like. But for 5 minutes, whether before you go to bed or if it's during the day at some point, just try it and give it a chance, and it actually will calm you down. It really does. I am the last person on the earth that I would think this would help, but it really does. It helps you remove chaotic thoughts from your mind and replace them with a sense of calmness. So if you feel that you're having outbursts at people and you're just getting yourself like all wound up over things that aren't really important, try doing that and see how your body responds after a while. It might take you a little while to do it, but they do recommend 30 minutes a day. I can't say that I do that right now, I'll be honest with you, but I do try to do at least once a week, 10 minutes, and that works for me. But I also do, and I want to bring this out to you, I do a lot of running. And running to me is a very meditative form of exercise. So I'll be running and I don't even realize I'm running. Like my mind is not thinking about the running, and I think about other things. So I think I do meditate in that way on a regular basis. So it might not be something as like laying still it might just be something that helps you in a different way. So for me, I guess it would be running most of the time. Number 6 is your proper diet. And again, I know it sounds like a cliche thing, but having low sugar, levels in your body, not eating for long periods of time where you're feeling ill because you haven't eaten in 6-7 hours, dehydration and chemicals in processed food, those things have been proven to have connections toward mental disturbances in the body, mood changes and things like that. And even with kids, some kids that have food coloring in their food will cause a behavioral change in their body, and their people can attest to that. They'll know that kids, when they eat certain foods, they just act crazy. And the foods they're chemicals in there, and those chemicals cause disturbances in the body, endocrine disturbances, mental disturbances. And if you can get rid of those things as much as possible, don't start in one day where you're going to clean out your whole life, but little by little, like buy the things that are a little healthier that your kids will like, that it's the same thing they're eating but without the crap in it. So like my kids like goldfish. Who doesn't like goldfish? I buy the Aunt Annie's, I think it's called. I forget the name of it, but the Aunt Annie's. It's organic, and you look on the back, you recognize every ingredient on there, and you can, just replace it. Try to make things from scratch. So there's no food colorings in them and preservatives. So for those of you just jumping on, feel free to ask any questions, but we're going through the natural ways to reduce anxiety and stress. And I went through so far, and you can listen when you go on the replay, but stay active, reduce alcohol, ditch caffeine, get enough sleep, meditation, and so far we're on proper diet. And I don't minimize that part. I would say out of everything, that's probably one of the biggest things, is when you have a sound diet and you're filling your body with fresh, filtered, clean water every day and not from plastic bottles, not from you got to worry about what kind of water you're buying. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but chemicals leach into the water, and especially in the plastics, and then you're drinking them. Those BPAs, they cause all sorts of problems. Do your research on it. Take that out. Buy a stainless steel cup. I kind of drink from this all day, and it keeps everything cold, or glass. These are things that have been around for years and years. Yeah, plastic bottles are horrible for you, so get rid of that. Get rid of all the things that you don't understand, the chemicals on the back of the package. If you can't read them, don't eat them. If you don't know what it means, don't eat it. And to give it to the kids, the same thing. People just feed their kids like garbage because they think they're going to starve and they're not going to eat the other things. Well, they're only eating what you give them. So if you're giving them garbage and you're not eating it yourself, I kind of always say, like, if I'm feeding it to the kids and I'm not going to eat it, like, how bad is that, right? So if you're not willing to put in your body because you think it's going to make you fat or unhealthy, then why would you give your kid something that doesn't even resemble the food itself? So, fruits and vegetables and healthy nutrition, things you're going to eat, they're little people, and they deserve to feel as good as you do, and you should be feeding them what they should eat. And if they don't like it, when they get hungry enough, they'll start to change their minds. I know that sounds a little harsh, but it makes a big difference when you have children that are experiencing behavioral issues and learning issues, and people don't even think. A doctor will not even tell you that what they're eating could be affecting their demeanor in some way and what's going on in their head. They don't tell you that because they don't even think about it. They're not taught these things either. So I'm not going to keep going on that subject because that would be a whole nother topic that I'm very passionate about. Actually, number 8, and I know this sounds crazy, but when you're feeling anxious, you have to literally practice deep breathing. So if you've ever had an issue where you're frightened or something's been bothering you or you're feeling very anxious and you actually start breathing more shallow, it creates an increased heart rate in your body. The shallow, fast breathing, it can lead to dizziness or lightheadedness, and that's why when people get anxious, they feel like they're going to pass out. It's because you're breathing up here, and you can't really catch yourself, and then it's like a runaway train. So you actually have to practice deep breathing, and that's, again, why I enjoy running or getting my heart rate up. It doesn't have to be running. It could be any form of cardio, but it forces you to regulate your own breathing. Your body will naturally inhale the oxygen it needs. So I can't stress enough how much the exercise is going to help you on multiple levels, but practice deep breathing if you are feeling like that, and see how your body kind of calms down. It'll restore normal breathing patterns. That's my point on that. Number 9 is start drinking tea. Tea's been around for thousands of years, particularly chamomile tea. I'm not like a crazy lover of teas, but you can mix different teas together, but put some chamomile tea in a cup and then mix it in another tea if you don't like it, or lemon or whatever it is. It's been proven to calm frayed nerves and to promote sleep. I got a question. My son has anxiety and his therapist is teaching him deep breathing techniques. Oh, that's good. That's great, Rosemary. I do believe it really helps, and that's where the meditation comes into play. And you can even do meditation with your son. He's old enough to kind of grasp that, and you want to give them tools to know that they can kind of help themselves instead of feeling like that sense of being out of control where you don't have anywhere to turn to. And that brings me to the number 10, which is where the essential oils come in, the aromatherapy. The essential oils, for me and for everybody that I talk to and help, it becomes a tool for you to help yourself. So you have self-directed, basically medical care. You're directing your own, taking care of your own medical care without running to a doctor. And I'm not saying there's not a place for doctors. There is. But there's so many natural ways to help ourselves. And the aromatherapy is wonderful. So with the aromatherapy, if you're not familiar with what it basically is the essential oils. You're using them to help boost your mood, to help reduce stress, and by inhaling the molecules of the essential oil in a diffuser, the molecules of the oil enter the limbic system of your brain, and that's the part of your brain that's responsible for emotions. So lavender essential oil, for example, has been proven to help your brain release serotonin into the body, and that's what people need when they want to calm down. You need that serotonin. It's that feel-good hormone in the body. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to go over a couple of oils that really you might find helpful for yourself and for your children. So the first way you're going to use your oils to help you with anxiety and stress is with the diffuser. So this is a great diffuser that I use every day, and I love it because you can turn the light on and off. And if you have one at home, you want one that you can turn the light on and off, because really when you go to sleep at night, you want the aroma of the oils in the room, but you might not want that light on, because you really do require a dark room when you sleep at night. I don't know if people are doing that, but you should have a very dark room. So I'll shut off the light at night, and you'll put the oils in the diffuser about 30 minutes before you lay down. So that's the first thing you're going to do. And you can also, if you're having an anxiety attack, and I've done this with people multiple times, you can put the oils right directly in your hands. So if you're with somebody, or you yourself struggle with it, you can carry like lavender oil around with you. And another oil that's really great for panic and anxiety are citrus oils, particularly bergamot and wild orange, which I don't have down here. But you can put a couple of drops in your hand, rub your hands together, and start inhaling from your hands. And you can do this every 10-15 minutes until your body starts to calm down. So that's another way you can use aromatherapy to help you. But you can put different oils in the diffuser depending on what kind of feeling you want to, bring into the home or bring into your space. So let's just say in the morning you want to kind of be alert, you feel good, but let's just say you're just an anxious person, you want to kind of level everything out. You want to definitely diffuse things like frankincense. You can write this down if you're struggling with this. Frankincense is a very grounding oil, and that will help your body kind of, just set itself for the day. And I always add in a citrus oil, like a wild orange or a lemon. Wild orange is great for reducing fear and anxiety. I have it written down here. And eases sadness, but it's also very energizing. So if you need that boost in the morning, you can do in the diffuser 3 to 4 drops of frankincense, 2 to 3 drops of wild orange, and I'll do a couple of drops of peppermint because I'm trying to kind of get everyone awake in the morning. After school, now they come home, you come home from work, you need everyone to kind of simmer down a little bit. I'll do some lavender in the afternoon, and I'll throw in bergamot, which I mentioned before. Bergamot is one of my favorite oils. It's in the citrus family, and I really like it because it soothes anxiousness again. It eases sadness, and it's great for letting go. Like if you're hanging on to angry feelings, or you're feeling frustrated, or you're just not sure how to get past that kind of frustration in your body, that long term, if you hold on to that can, I do believe you can create disease in your body with your mental state. So this is a great oil for that if you feel like you're struggling with that. But I do love the smell of it. It's a very refreshing oil. Another thing you could do in the diffuser at night, if you have trouble sleeping, if you're a person that has insomnia because you're not sleeping well, I would recommend lavender for sure. And then we have something called vetiver. It's like a sedative, okay? It's a very thick oil. It's almost impossible to get it out of the bottle. You have to, take one of those squeeze things, I forget what you call them, put them in there, and you can get, a drop out. But it's great for, nervous energy, if you have a lot of nervous energy. I know people that just put a drop of this on the bottom of their feet every day with frankincense or balance, which is another oil that's amazing for grounding. So if you just have that, nervousness all the time, and I know people that struggle with that, they just can't seem to, they just have a nervous energy. You can probably name a few people right off the top of your head. Another oil that's great for, bringing down your energy at night is ylang ylang. And I'll add that sometimes with lavender and lemon. Now, if you don't particularly care for the smell of an oil, I'll get that from some people. They're like, I just don't like the smell of it. If you combine it with something else, it changes the whole smell of the oil, okay? So you don't have to particularly say, you have to remember what it's doing for you. So ylang ylang particularly eases sadness, and it's relaxing and calming. So that's all for the diffuser. Now, all of these oils you can put on your body as well. So I love to put them on. I put them on throughout the day depending on what I'm doing. In the morning, I'm usually doing peppermint because I want to wake up and I want to be alert and on the go. But if you have a point in the day where something's bothering you or you need to calm down, you can apply them topically. So I know people that struggle with a lot of anxiety, and they'll put lavender. You can put a drop behind your ears, like your pulse points right here. You can literally put it over your chest. You only need a couple of drops, okay? 2 to 3 drops is usually fine. If you don't feel like you're getting any kind of benefit from it, you're better off doing it more often than doing a lot at one time. So if you have 2 drops of lavender, let's just say, and you put it on and you're still feeling like that, you can add another oil to that. You might need the combination to help you, and you'll figure that out as you go along. Or you can just repeat the process in 15-20 minutes until it goes away. Both inhaling from the hand and putting directly on the body. If you don't like the smell of an oil, you can also put it on the bottom of your feet. So that's another way that you can, like if you have a child that's going to school and they don't want to smell like, vetiver, which is, again, a very strong smelling oil. Where did I put it? It's got a very heavy scent. Put it on the bottom of their feet and nobody's going to smell that, and they're going to experience the benefit. It also helps with, kind of focus and, staying on task. So that's great for that. So the last but not least that I usually use a lot is, which I don't have it in front of me actually, Roman chamomile. I don't bring it down, forgive me. Which is a great oil. It's a very, it's great for children. It's good for calming nerves, it's great for the skin as well. Like if you're having a skin issue, it calms the skin inflammation down. But it eases sadness, promotes relaxation, calms anxiousness. So I know a lot of the oils look like they do the same thing. So whatever you have, you can use to start, and then you can kind of add to it or try other ones depending on how you feel. Like I know that for me, frankincense is amazing. I use that. There's a saying that when in doubt, use frankincense. So for me, whatever oil that you're using, you want to enhance the power of that oil, you put frankincense on first, and then you put the other oils on after, okay? How many drops on the feet and anywhere specific? So for a child, it's about 1 to 3 drops on the feet. If you're having like anxiousness, where your heart is racing, you can put it right on your chest. For an adult, they say 3 to 6 drops, but honestly, I feel fine with 2 to 3, so it depends on the person. Just make sure that you're diluting the oils. Put a little coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, which is a liquid form of coconut oil, stays like that all the time. Put that on first, and then put the frankincense, and then put the other oils on. If you don't have frankincense, it's okay. I personally just love it. You can also use in the morning and at night, just to kind of balance yourself out. And I recommend this for everybody, especially if you have children that have special needs. Balance, which is a blend we have, it's considered a grounding blend. Amazing. Put it on in the morning, put it on at night. I do balance and frankincense. So if you want to kind of set the stage for the day, make a little roller bottle, keep it in the bathroom, wherever you get dressed in the morning, swipe a little bit on the feet. I do it for myself, and I make the kids do it. I think it's an amazing combination, frankincense and balance. If you're dealing with the anxiety, you're dealing with the focus issues, then you can go from there. Vetiver, bergamot are my top picks for those 2. So I'm going to wrap it up now, but what I wanted to bring out to you is when people purchase essential oils, they feel like they could just go on Amazon and something can say organic and they think they're getting a real oil. The reality is there is no governing body with these kinds of products, unfortunately. So you really have to know what company you're using, the integrity of the company. And if you think you're going to be getting the same oils from Amazon and it's going to be fine, there are a lot of people on Amazon that are not, concerned with your well-being. And they will take a bottle of, peppermint and fill it with a cheaper version, and the average person won't know. And they have a special thing where they can seal it up and send it to you. And you think you're getting a new bottle of, peppermint, whatever it is you're ordering, frankincense, which tends to be an expensive oil, and you're not going to know the difference. So you always want to go directly to the actual company, so you can be guaranteed that you're getting the lowest price and you're getting a pure, potent toxic free oil, especially if you're ingesting oils. That's even worse. If you think you're going to take like grapefruit oil to help detoxify your body, and you ordered it from some person that lives in the middle of nowhere and God knows who he is or she, and you're just trusting in that person. So I won't order anything that's like in a bottle like that that's not coming directly from the company. That's my personal opinion. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope that was helpful for you guys. First and foremost, start with a couple of these things that you can do right now, and then add on as you go, through the next few weeks, and see how much better you feel. And I will guarantee you that when you look back and you say, I cut this out, or I started going to bed earlier, you're going to see big changes in your overall health, mental and physical health, because they are very connected. If you're interested in the oils and you want to learn more about them, you can go to my website. I have a lot of blogs on there. I have information on essential oils. I have information on how you can purchase them at a wholesale discount. Go to purefitwomen.fit, and it'll take you to my essential oils page, and you can get whatever you need there. But if you have questions, anyone that's part of my community, you have access to people that can help you. So a lot of times you'll get oils and you don't know what to do with them. They just sit in the box. So they're not going to help you in the box. And, if you don't know how to use them, it's really helpful to have people guide you, at least in the beginning. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great night. And again, if you have questions, you can post it on here, and I can see them after and I'll respond to it. All right. Thank you and have a good night. Bye.